So we're not far off TFN now, and I've seen a few videos pop up with a few questions. We're going to do our own questions and answer ones from the community, and then on our wish list.
Ooh.
Let's use the member select program to see who we have today. This is a battle protocol. Activate the member select program.
Battle protocol activating now.
Alright, hiya, my name is KeejTV. Fairly obscure micro-E celebrity. You might know me for voicing Brawl, Transformers Combaticons from King Carlisle. I voiced Fart in Transformers Shatterglass, which premiered at TFN last year. It was great. And my pal's pal was in Prank Patrol one time. Hi.
Hello, I'm Matt. I've got a YouTube channel called 360verse. Everyone else is probably going to go on about their YouTube channel, so might as well get a start. Mine's been inactive for the last few years. I used to make a lot of stop motion content back in the day. But that YouTube stuff doesn't really matter at TFN. Everyone's just here to have a good time. I've been going to TFN since 2012 when it was auto-assembly, and then rollout roll call for a year before that. And I think that just about does it for an introduction.
Hell yeah. I'm Mr. Joseph Crosshairs Productions. I've been doing, you will probably know me from Transformers Ascension, Transformers Broken Mirror, Shattered Glass, Target Alpha Trion, a whole bunch of stop-motion films, a few of which have premiered at TFNation's past. Been going to these conventions for many years, and excited for this year's one. It's going to be a good old time.
Okay, I'm Skye from Speedster and the Tardis. You've probably seen Transformers Constellation, which gives me the ick. I've also made Transformers Oblivion, and probably if you've seen any of the like stop motion Transformers things, my voice will probably have appeared at some point. In God knows what point. But yeah, and I've been going to these conventions since 2015? Since Auto Assembly. Was Auto Assembly the last 2015?
Yeah,
it was.
2015 was the last one.
So yeah, since 2015. So this will be, I know, okay, the 2 years COVID doesn't count, but technically it's 10 years.
I count them.
Alright, now we've got all the channels, egos and whatnot out the way. I've got a few questions for all of us.
What?
So, I've come up with a few myself. Question 1, let's just get right into it. What have you done so far to build hype for the big event?
I've talked to my pals. I've been looking forward to it. Sometimes we'll gather around. We were just doing it there 5 minutes ago, actually, weren't we? We're looking at what these guys are stocking, Toy Fu, Space Woods, that kind of stuff. And we're getting ready to pilfer a wee bit. We're thinking, alright, what toys can we steal from the guys who are discussing it on other servers? It's this big kind of hypothetical war for who gets what bit of plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, warfare and greed.
It's always that. War for hydrocarbons.
I mean, I know that I've just been harassing people with like a countdown for the last God knows how long.
Good. Make me
like
afraid.
Going, 8 weeks, 7 weeks, 6 weeks. Like, I've been driving people crazy.
Yeah, I haven't done like a lot of stuff because I've been wanting this TFN to be a bit more of a chill affair, having done like a bunch of panels and presentations in previous years. So like I've just been kind of like quietly getting excited about it, and I don't know, making sure that it's going to be like the most enjoyable convention that it can be for me, and I don't burn myself out or feel like I need to do certain things to have a good time or do like a checklist. It's just it's chill, but I've been hyping myself up in my own way.
That's the best way to enjoy it, really, is just kind of taking it as it comes and not trying to big it up to be something bigger than it's ever going to be.
Yeah, it will be whatever it will be. And like, I've been getting involved in like the chats and stuff that we've had on Discord and Facebook Messenger, and like, just getting excited through that. But there's no pressure for it to be the best one yet. It will just be good.
I do want to say, right, I think kind of contrary to what you're saying, right, I feel like this year, for myself, I was thinking about this before we kind of got on, right, I'm thinking I really want to get stuck in, right, because I feel as if this happens to a good few people you see across the years, especially because it gets more popular and more kind of new people come in, they don't know what to do, right. I think it's like you got to get as stuck in as possible. You get like make as many pals, do a bunch of mad stuff, like see what everyone's up to, and obviously don't like insert yourself or see it as anything kind of greater than it should be. But I think like the time will fly if you just immerse yourself in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, one of my regrets from last year is like there's a few, when I was rushing around on the Friday trying to give people out all the customs that they kind of pre-bought and stuff, it's just I didn't sit around with people long enough, like having a drink, just relaxing, and I just constantly rush into the next thing, which I'm hoping is very different this year.
I suppose we just need to find that balance, don't we?
Speaking of, I've made customs for this year as part of trying to get hyped for this event. Yeah, it's just the reason I made these customs in the first place was because I kept thinking it's just a really good unique souvenir for people to take home, and that was my whole goal.
It's an exclusive.
Yeah, we love a good souvenir.
But I do want to say you will get heaps of personality from the bio card text, but also the lovely art provided by a handsome artist that you might be familiar with.
Alex Milne?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Plagiarizing. We can swear, right?
I've also made a poster for the Throttlebot race as something we did last time on the Saturday, didn't we? And that was a bit of fun.
That was literally my favourite thing last year. That was just so much fun.
I get past it just racing while the security guard looks at us funny.
Yeah.
We're just off
you're just watching
what
are these guys doing?
I really enjoyed the part where I kicked you in the head, Keej.
Yeah, I still have the stitches.
You were just kicking each other's cars.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even for the race. I just started beating him up because it was funny.
Yeah. I do want to say, right, this is total slander, right? Because my foot slightly tapped that throttle, but the courts ruled against me, but I'm going against it. I did not boot a throttle, but I swears.
It's on your vlog from last year.
No, you see my foot tap.
Video evidence.
And I thought promoting it to more people means more people might also do it and have that same fun experience. But also, how funny would it be if you walk along the Hilton corridors and there's just people just racing them everywhere you look?
Who are we sharing the hotel with this year? We should just unleash 24 throttlebots into the salsa dancers and see how they get on.
Oh, apparently they're not there this year. It's there's a drinking convention, and there's also a religious one as well. So it's kind of a bit of a mix.
That's not going to mix well. I was going to say drinking and religion. Someone's going to get drunk off the communion wine.
Anyway, moving on to the next question.
Yes. What else is there to that first one? Oh yeah, we've also started planning group hangouts, places to dine out, and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all staying a little longer than we usually do, so it gives us a bit more time to socialise and take things at our leisure. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I think most of us have decided to come along on the Thursday this year instead of the Friday, just so we can pace things out a bit more.
It is so worth it.
I'll be there for Wednesday.
Oh.
Anyway, question 2. Which era of Transformers do you tend to gravitate towards?
Oh.
I kind of feel in the last couple of years, I've been slightly gravitating towards the Unicron trilogy a bit more, figure-wise, in the last couple of years.
Yeah. I vibe with that. I feel like I'm headed. I think my main one is kind of the 2010s, so Transformers Prime era and Dark of the Moon, that kind of thing. But I've definitely found with the last few TFNs that I've been buying more stuff from the Unicron trilogy, and because those were the toys that were being released when I was the demographic for them, and I didn't have them. I didn't buy them. I wasn't bought them. So I feel like I'm kind of catching up on those.
I've always had Beast Wars as my favourite, and I think a lot of the things adjacent to that I've always had quite a strong interest in. But for the most part in recent years I've just gone for fairly unique designs, obscure styles, weird things. I guess I got that horse from Neo, the one with the really long neck.
I was about to say.
That's a
really
giraffe.
weird ones like that.
I remember we came down and sat beside you. Yeah, Mac kick, and I was just oh, did you get a Mac kick? And I had no clue it did the thing with the neck. So I just remember sitting down and seeing it go just the Jinjuito like horror, like just its neck just explodes with like what do you call that? The kind of like joints where it flies out like that. It's like a diamond pattern. I don't know. So someone who's more technically inclined will say
It frightened the hell out of me when you did
it
that.
has like real hair. It has real hair.
I
From, like,
remember like,
Crush
check this out, and it was like, I was like, what the?
I'm just looking at a picture right now and seeing like the weird, the horror of the I don't know, was it protect mode? It's called a turret mode. It's horrendous.
Oh my god, yeah.
I want one now.
Like
Body
you
horror.
have to wonder when they designed that, they thought, what'll look great? Extend the neck.
Well, look great. Nothing. Let's just lean into it.
So I wasn't fond of the transformation on that one, but I just like the sort of unique factor to it.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good philosophy to have.
Keej, which area of Transformers do you gravitate towards? And if you say Universo 3, I will dox you.
Well, okay, you've already did that. It's out there for people to find. But,
That's true.
I was kind of fearing this question, right? Because I look around me right now in my little dank dungeon I live in, and I think, obviously I'm biased for the greatest toy line of all time, Universo 3. I like Combiner Wars. Even if like a BotCon toy was like some obscure character I didn't care about, I would probably be more inclined for it. But I feel like recently, right, my little Transformers journey in the past, I don't know, 2-3 years, I'd slowly be getting more like G1 adjacent, if that makes sense, where I think like Euro G1 is really, really cool, because that's us. That's gang, right? Things like Thunder Clash, then kind of bleeding into stuff like Universo 3, where there's the gorgeous what's his face, Skye Quick repaint, turning it Atlas, King Atlas. That's really cool. I think like G1 but different is really, really cool to me right now. Like how I've been looking at the Predators, because I always wrote them off because of their weird name and the fact they're just like little stumpy kind of European Seekers, but they are kind of cool when you look at them up close, and I feel like that might be a little target for me next, because they're just relatively affordable little fat stumpy jet dudes with rocket launchers. Like that kind of stuff is what I'm saying, where it's like, wait a minute, this is a little bit different than, you know, the evergreen stuff you see when you go into the Forbidden Planet for the billionth time.
I think it just shows like each era's got its own gems.
I was like to this day, it's such a silly one, but I know I have a soft spot for Energon Demolisher. I don't know why. It's like, considering the fact that he has to like dislocate his entire torso just to like get that like turret, and it looks incredibly strange and very Igor-ish when his head is just angled like that. But it's like, I don't know, like I had that when I was like 8.
That's the dump truck one, isn't it?
The dumpy.
Yeah, and it was just fun. Like, it was just entertaining.
I do think like obviously when Matt's saying there, like the eras, there will be like, you know, different gems. I think also the timing of it's going to be important, where like maybe you don't discover you like it until ages later. You forever just don't like the vibe going on that kind of decade or whatever, right? But I see what Skye was saying there about like the kind of Igor nature of it, right? Maybe we could get into some examples of like the kind of vibe we're looking for with these kind of guys, but like I think the kind of shape and personality of how the robot looks, acts, transforms, that's very important. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if it stands out from the usual lot, like it kind of breaks the mold a bit.
Aye, because I just said there, like the Predators are like a bunch of like dumpy guys with big rifles, and that kind of creates the visual of your head of like maybe some like kind of guy bogged down in a trench or something in some weird alien planet. It's a part of it is your imagination, but like these simple shapes, the abstract kind of shapes, they can give you something to work with, can't they?
Alright, question 3. What is a valuable lesson learned from previous TFNs?
I would say definitely like don't spend all your money in the first like hour of the con.
Yeah, that's a given.
We know a few people. No, I don't think anyone here, but like we definitely know some people that do that.
Also, like, I think the food at the Hilton, great for breakfast, other meals, not so much. Like, it's better to get like Resorts World or drive somewhere for lunch,
It's like
dinner.
nearly £20 for that fish finger sandwich that's so famous for. I think it's somewhere between like £14 to £17 for a fancy sandwich.
This is why you never catch me staying there.
The breakfast, though, that's included for part of the hotel is great.
Yeah, I'm sad I'm going to be missing out on that, but I I have the luxury of moving between my residency and the hotel whenever I want.
Your residency.
And not
your
not,
royal
not paying,
residency.
Yeah, not paying more for a Hilton room. It's
If
like,
you did want the Hilton breakfast, though, it is £20.
no, not doing that. I'm gonna go to the co-op.
It might have actually gone up since then, to be fair.
It's not like you're restricted to how much is there. For £20, you can get as much as you want.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna eat £20 worth of breakfast.
You're going to gain £20 if you do.
Yeah.
Put it in your pockets.
I wish I could spend.
Pack things up. Do you know, every year at TFN, just before I get into the queue, I stash a couple of croissants in the pockets or something. Like, you take something with you.
Sorry, Nick from Toy Foo. I don't have any cash, but here, just pull out like a handful of baked beans.
Is that a Hilton sausage in your pocket? Are you happy to see me?
It's like,
Yes.
it's like, for that Revenge of the Fallen Skye walk, will you take a fistful of scrambled eggs?
Well, the those like trailers that come with like the Optimus is that some people just like, I don't really need a trailer, or the Rodimus trailer. You could just fill that with like sausages and stuff.
Baked beans.
Imagine us in the queue. Us in the queue on Saturday is just gonna be, anyone want any beans? And like cracking open Optimus's trailer. That is just like almost melting from the heat.
Oh, can you imagine that stewing in the trailer hall? I would actually like that would be like evil poisonous gas. That would kill 5 people.
Oh no, the like bacon rashers would absolutely just ruin everyone's day. Sorry, the idea of using an Optimus Prime trailer as a lunchbox is so funny to me.
Oh, it provides a secondary use.
It does. It
Exactly.
actually they're not just empty cubes waiting to. I don't know.
So if you get a Mint G1, you could do that, and you just see like a lot of people just shedding a tear.
Roller. Put another scrambled egg in my
We
mouth.
finally found a use for the trailer. Finally.
There we go.
40
Where's
years
Richard?
later.
What other valuable lessons have we learned from previous TFNs?
Seating is very limited on the Saturday evening. Like, I think there's been a few points on the Saturday where you get to the bar, absolutely nowhere to sit. So they do have breakout rooms throughout the Hilton, but you've got to kind of know where they are. There's also obviously Game to Resorts World.
I think you kind of have to skirt the line between like being nice and being too nice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a combination of like, I don't know you, but also like everyone kind of. It's like how do you bridge the gap between like funny internet people where, you know, I think like when you go to TFN, it's like people will be like, oh, I'm the only one who knows about Transformers where I live, so I must be the expert here, but no one else knows it, because that's what they're used to. They're like, oh, no one knows what a Transformers animated like highbrow whatever is. Like anything that's like semi-obscure, they kind of get like shocked that like, you know, we're all also kind of too deep in to like get out to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that at the stalls quite a few times where quite a few fans are trying to over-explain what people are looking at, and like, you can tell that the person's like, yeah, I know what that is, and they're like, oh, but it's actually this thing from this era, and they're like, yes, I know, and then it's like, and then they're kind of almost blocking other people from getting to the table because they're just trying to explain it's the excitement really, I think. It's not anything malicious or anything. It's just
because like people bottle all this up until they actually get here, don't they?
and it's also like a big thing they have a lot of knowledge on that they want to share with people.
It's just like fans with their knowledge almost frothing at the mouth, just dying to talk about it.
Just like
I've been botting up my special interest for 11 months. I've got to release now.
like I just assumed that like everyone else is a Chris McFeely, I'll be honest with you. But also in the same way that like Chris McFeely doesn't really know you, unless you know him. I don't know. I don't know who's listening to this, but like in the same way he doesn't know you, just take it easy, you know.
Yeah, we're all here for a good time. We're all here for the same reason. We're not all here for like a massive kind of info dump. Like if someone is like confused about what a thing is, you'll probably be able to register that quite easily, and there will probably be like a vendor being like, oh, that's a exclusive Unicron toy from 2003, and there's like 3 of them in the world or something. I don't know, but like,
Please.
yeah. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here to chill and have a good time.
Yeah, I think another valuable lesson is like, don't get like too attached to trying to get a particular toy, especially if you like see it in one of these stalls ahead of time, like, oh, that's the one I'm going to go for, because like, other people will probably, there's a chance you don't get it.
All of it is just hypothetical until like you actually have that thing in your hands.
Exactly.
Because you can dream of having, you know, the golden bumblebee with a big massive cool gun, but like, it's the same with any kind of toy in the world. It's not true until you have your big grubby mitts in it.
So I think some people see like the other people going as almost like competition of them going for the grails they want, which at the end of the day it's just people having a good time, and you don't need to win everything. Other people can have wins too, and it's actually more rewarding sometimes. If there's a toy you want, someone else wants it, you let them have it, and there's that reward of I've just made someone's convention by them getting the toy they really wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's also a thing with that, like something that I've learned the last couple of years is if you have to do serious mental gymnastics about a toy that you're looking at, and you're not sure that you do want it, and you're thinking, oh, but what if I want to have it for this or this thing? You probably don't actually want it. Save yourself some money and buy something that you really do want.
That is very, very true.
Because that's how I ended up with a fourth party diecast Optimus Primal, which I can't get rid of for love nor money.
You're never gonna let that go.
No, that's going to Toy Fu as soon as I can. As soon as I can get it on that table.
It was like, was it 2023 when like I went there thinking like, oh, like I want to get the BotCon Megatron. And it was like the RID Megatron in like the season 3 Beast Wars Megatron colors.
The
red.
BotCon 2016 one.
Yeah, and I remember, and I remember thinking, oh, I want to get it, but then like when I just got to just handle it a bit, I was like, oh, a lot of little things in it that I'm like, oh, I don't like that in a figure, and I kept coming back on, oh, don't I? It took me the whole weekend to realize, no, I don't want it.
Yeah. I'd say on the topic of that, you've got to pace yourself, right? Because I remember my first TFN, right? Little baby boy Keej ran down. He was having a nice time, right? And Matt, the way I'm talking about how like you can let your friends kind of influence you to see, is that a good one to get, right? Blah blah blah. I remember the first time I went down, it was just for the Sunday afternoon, right? And I'd spent the entire day being like, that Transformers Prime R-Micron swerve's pretty cool, but I don't know if I'd have the space for it. Rubs chin, right? And I'm going back and forth, and it's pure like, it's comically kind of nice. Like I remember the guy, I don't know who it was, sorry, my memory's going blank. But I remember the guy at the stall was looking at me nice. It's like 20 quid. Matt's being like, oh yeah, that's a really good toy, and I'm like, I don't know, because I kind of like went through, you know.
Yeah, they basically told you like the price is really good, and if you don't jump on it now, it's probably going to be gone by the time you come back.
I burnt for my budget, and I never saw that little guy again, and now I would kind of like one.
Yeah, also, like, if there's a toy you really want, you don't get it, you're going to probably see it again at another point in time. Like, it's not like there's only one of these in the world, except for those, like, Toy Fu customs, they go very fast.
And, like, the lucky draw, like, gold chrome figures. Like, if you see one of those and you want one, get it. As
Who's
long as it's
really
in your
after
budget.
those, though? Like, what's the draw for those? That's kind of off topic.
Not me.
But even then, like I think, like it's fun having a list, but then at the same time, it's nice not to like stay stuck to it at the same time, like because the amount of like surprises you get at TFN, like you never know what you're gonna find when you're there.
Yeah, we have our wish lists, like, and we'll get to those in due course. But the most enjoyable things I've had are like the surprise buys where I've been walking past just a random table and suddenly, like, was it 2 years ago I got the Dark of the Moon repaint of the Revenge of the Fallen Voyager Starscream for like £15, and like, oh,
15 quid.
That looks nice. I'll have that. And it's like, it's a great toy, and I really, really love it.
One extra point I wanted to bring up for this one, by the way, is just a reminder to people, especially the new people, going, Toy Fu is a charity, do not haggle them. And also, all the money does go to charity, so like, if it is a bit out your price range, just think, that extra bit of money supports a charity, so you can justify it in your head more.
I couldn't imagine haggling Toy Fu.
Oh, you're scum if you haggle with Toy Fu, like really.
You're the worst kind of person. Aren't they aiming for like a $250,000 or $500,000 like lifetime target this year?
I think so.
Something like that. it was like a huge number. I reckon they'll hit it. Like if the last couple of years are anything to go by, like how popular the toy foo stand has been and how much they've raised from that, I reckon that's well within their grasp. Yes, that's probably the most important lesson. On to question 4.
Yes.
I'll introduce this one. Do any of you have any hopes of things TFN could incorporate in the future?
So with auto assembly, they had those breakout rooms, didn't they? They had a few extra ones. So like sometimes when panels would be going on, there'd be like 2 different things at once. I can get why they didn't do that because they didn't want things to clash and draw away audiences. But I think as it gets to be a bigger con, I think having a few more options like that, especially like say on the Friday, would be quite good. So then like not everything's going to be absolutely filled with everyone.
You mean about kind of? Are you talking about having simultaneous panels in different
Not necessarily
rooms
panels, but like, do you remember? Like, you probably remember it. Like, a few groups had like icebreaker meetups in those breakup rooms. Like, I think TFUK had one back. Like,
yeah.
Like, there'd be like some panels going on, but then in the breakout room, it'd be like, oh, the Transformers YouTube community meetup and stuff. TFYTC one.
Oh, I remember that.
And there'd be
That
like
was fun.
different online groups having meetups throughout the day.
Yeah, I was about to say that a lot of those mini groups don't really exist anymore, but they do. They've just changed. Like the TFYTC, which we kind of consider ourselves part of, hasn't really existed as a functional group for many years now.
I think it probably has, but like we've just kind of moved away from it and gone to other places.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just gotten quieter.
Yeah, I see stuff from it occasionally, but like I think we do most of our sort of content and socialization around it on Discord.
Yeah.
Ew.
So yeah, it's different. It's different now to what it was 5 years ago, really. At the very least.
A lot of people have talked about like they kind of miss when they had the custom displays and everything.
Yeah.
Get us a lot of work to
yeah.
kind of collect them, get them back to people. So like my idea would be to do like a breakout room and each customizer gets their own table so they can show off what they've got. And that way like you can go up as you take photos, you can talk to them about the customs, they can tell you the process and like the sort of design decisions.
Would it
Like,
kind of be like artist tables where you have to like rent it out?
it would just be like a sort of hour to 2 hour slot or something, but then it's just kind of almost like a show and tell room.
Yeah, because I remember even at the first TFN that they had the room with the customs, and they also had a room like showing off. Oh, here's the upcoming things from like this party.
Oh yeah, like the
or,
third party stuff.
Yeah, there was
yeah.
like the upcoming stuff. Because I remember seeing like Mastermind Creations Overlord and like even at like MCM a few months ago, like In Demand had kind of like a detolf with like the 4 components of Devastator, the stuff like Excellion, Sideways, the new
Excellion.
primes and stuff. So like it would be nice to see stuff like that again. I think it's just a nice thing to look around at.
I mean, I guess at the moment, if you want to show off customs, you just bring them to the bar, and then, like at the same time, that sort of environment's not a great place to get them out necessarily.
It's that's the kind of stuff is like that's at the creator's discretion whether they want to risk some 10-year-old idiot coming up and like trying to transform their extremely expensive like Devastator custom and like.
Yeah, because I think like a lot of people don't realize how fragile customs are. Even like the paintwork on customs, how fragile that is.
It's
Yeah.
scary.
You know, like because Joe, I remember you telling me about like how many times you had to repaint Starscream.
Yeah, I've got him actually right in front of me because I've been working on some videos for my like bringing back the custom showcase, and yeah, even now I've applied a whole bunch of new varnish layers, and he's still very much at risk of chipping. So yeah, that's not something that I would take really anywhere unless I absolutely had to.
Just to chime in with a bit of self-promotion for my customs, I made them in a way with very limited chipping on it, so I've used a bunch of techniques so the chipping is minimal. Not that it's impervious to chipping, obviously, but I've tried to make it so you can kind of handle them without worrying about, oh no, this is going to flake off. I think it definitely takes a lot of practice to get them that way, and it is, especially when you want it a particular way and there's not many options, it can be really hard.
You heard it here, folks, right? Mad 360verse customs are TFN friendly. You get them exclusive there. They are made for the convention. Also, I made co-art for them. Thank you.
But again, they're not impervious to destruction.
No, they are. They are.
Yeah, I must say, like, I've had a couple of the customs that you've dyed and sent on to me, and I've thrown them against the wall many times. And although they have splintered into a million pieces, the paintwork has been absolutely fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're all good. Oh no! Anyone else have any hopes, or shall we? I think we should scooch on to question 5 because I realise how much time this is taking.
Yeah, question 5. How do you balance your time at the convention between shopping, socialising, panels, etc.?
I usually crash out around about 3 p.m. and have like a long siesta, but I can't do that this year. At least not in my own room.
A siesta.
I think like you kind of just have to like I don't know, maybe it's like an internal clock you develop over the weekend, because I remember I think I was like I think everyone gets this when they're kind of away, like you start to like wake up before the alarm and everything. You're kind of just in that wee rhythm, and I think you'll be like, oh, I've been in the trader hall for way too long, I wonder what the gang's up to, or you know, like this wee meal, we've had our fun, but we should get back to it because you're kind of itching for it, or you know, like, oh, this panel's on at this time, so this should keep us in track. I think it's fairly alright to kind of keep yourself in time, isn't it?
I like to pre-plan which panels I'd like to go to, like kind of the must-go-to, optional, I'm not too interested, like that.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I've like what I know we're slowly getting the schedule trickling out now, so it'll be like, what do I absolutely have to go and see? What am I really going to be excited about seeing? And then just kind of creating my schedule around that, and it's kind of what you said, Keej, just like, yeah, it's about time I went back in the trader hall, or I went back, you know, had a little mooch around, or go back to the bar and see if anyone's there and just hang with whoever is already there. It just kind of play it by ear by like what your energy is, like whether you need a recharge or if you're ready to kind of throw yourself back into the fray.
I tend to find I just don't go to the Saturday panels usually.
No?
Just because there's too much going on.
I find that like every year, I say every year, oh yeah, I'm gonna be better and like try to go to more of the panels and stuff like that, and like, you know, and then like, you know, you're around the trader hall or you're with friends, and then next you go, what time is it? And it's like, I think, oh no, that thing I wanted to go to was 3 hours ago.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like last year I think I went to about, I don't know, 4 or 5 panels total over the Saturday, Sunday. But that's because like I was just spending so much time in the bar with friends or in the trader hall with friends. Getting pashed as hell.
And people have different preferences for all that as well.
Yeah, but like it kind of is, if I missed something, it was like, oh, that's a shame. But I was having a good time in like meanwhile, so it's not really like a massive like loss, I guess.
Oh, one note on that is if you're trying to go for a meal or something and you've got a somewhat decent sized group, you're always going to get someone's like, oh, just give me a minute, so-and-so's over there, or oh, I've got to do this, like on another side quest or whatever. My sort of tactic for that is maybe give people like 5 or 10 minutes, but then just go. And if people are running off, say, we'll meet you at the restaurant.
That's going to be me. I'm going to have like a million little activities like, going to be up to.
It sounds a bit rude, but nothing gets done otherwise.
Yeah. You just got to keep on moving. The days will fly by. Ooh. They will just vanish.
Because in fairness, I feel like the build up to TFN always goes by quite quickly, but I always say that I try to cherish this time because like of the excitement and stuff, because yes, the build up is quick, but the weekend is even quicker.
Alright, so now we're moving on to some questions from the community over on Facebook for people going to TFN, where people have set up some questions for people to answer in videos. So the first batch of questions is from TF Nolsey and Billy Stripes. Ooh. So question 1, what's the best way to welcome a new attendee into your group and make them feel comfortable?
Probably just talking like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like just kind of good patter, isn't it?
I think like a baseline for it's like just situational conversation points, kind of like, oh, what's that thing you've just bought? I've had that before, or oh, what panels have you been to? Stuff like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's very easy to socialise a TFN because we're all there for one very specific reason.
But I think it all depends like on your like social kind of scale. Like we've got like an established group which helps us, but then like some people come in not knowing anyone, it can be very daunting. And I do feel like a lot of the advice is, oh, just go up to people, they'll all be friendly, and they could be friendly, but it's like you don't really integrate the same. Like there is a bit of nervousness
Yeah.
people have.
Oh yeah,
It's the kind of vibe into it.
I get that all the time. I think that I've kind of realised like what my social anxieties and battery is like now that I've I've had my neurodivergence diagnosis. So it is very much kind of easier said. Yeah, law drop. It is a very
I
like
like just saying that.
it is like an easier said than done kind of thing. But like having I don't think it's necessarily wrong. It's like having like a toy out or something that you picked up from the convention, like from the forge or wherever, is always a great icebreaker.
Yeah, it's like an
Cool.
anchor point for the conversation then.
Yeah, and more often than not, people are going to be extremely friendly and will engage with you. So yeah,
Don't make the toy talk for you though, because there's the toy only says so much, and you as a a human being have a lot more to say.
yeah.
Sorry, I just had to do that.
I too have lights and sounds.
Like you don't want to be like the guy who has the Metroplex sitting in the pub, or like I think like back in like 2023, I was the guy with the fractal. You don't want the toy to speak too much for you, because
Yeah, you don't want the toy to
what
be your
about you?
personality.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, something to pull up about this question is like, what's the best way? Because obviously we're all part of our little. I don't want to call it a clique because it makes it sound like bitchy.
Well, it's an established
But-
friendship group, really.
Yeah, we have an established friendship group. So like, if someone were to approach us, how would we welcome them specifically? Like, what is it for us? That kind
It's
of
just nice having a thing to talk about, and I think from there, like, you kind of build up that rapport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like speaking as someone who has some notoriety, and I put my face out on the internet, and my YouTube channel is more than others. Like I don't mind people. More than some of these people. I don't mind people coming up and saying, "Hi, I like your videos. I like the films that you make. That's cool." I really do appreciate that. But like, I just like people just getting involved in the conversation. It's like you can. I don't want to like micromanage people's interactions with me or anything, but just like being chill around people that you.
Yeah, not to like say like, oh, you're this deity who created this thing. No, I'm just a guy
Yeah.
who played with toys in a room in front of a camera.
I'm just a 30-year-old diabetic autistic with like severe anxiety issues, man. I'm not what you think I am, but like just kind of having that sort of attitude is like, I respect this person. I'm just gonna be chill around them and like engage with them and like this conversation and build on that. It's like that's what I think that's what we all like.
Yeah, you don't want to like, especially like other people who've got like a bit of recognition in the community. You don't want to just go up and like, oh, you're this sensei, this great deity. You don't want to like put people on a pedestal, really. You want to just treat them like an equal.
I'm going to say something evil to give anxiety, everyone, right? I'd say, see when you kind of approach a group or whatever, you're trying to make friends with someone, I feel like the f***ing quick time event comes up, the vibe check appears, right? And, well, it's not like you need to be like, you master every single little word you say, right? I think like, especially what Joe was saying there, if you walk up to someone and you say like, oh, I'm a massive fan of Treadshot blowing up all those people, right? It can, like, in his head, right? I think like in his head internally it's like, okay, this guy is like a YouTube comment like fan person, and like this is gonna sound evil, right? But like you kind of like don't like, what's the word, compartmentalize them, if that makes sense. Like you kind of see them as like, oh, this is someone who like talk my YouTube comments. Like it's not like this is a nice kind of encounter with someone in the street. You kind of just have to take it easy and prove it. Like I guess it's like you're trying to prove you're a person, not a YouTube comment, if that makes sense. Like, you're not just like, oh, great new video, I only know you because of your content, not like the person standing in front of me.
They know him, but he doesn't know them, so there's not the equal footing part.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, that's very much the same thing that applies to me, because there are definitely, there are people within the Transformers community who I look up to and respect, and I get like nervous going up and talking to them, and I accidentally force one of the members of Triple Takeover out of the team in the photo.
They mentioned that on one of the podcasts.
Yeah, my claim to fame, my only time appearing on the Triple Takeover podcast, and it's how I evicted Maz.
See, I found, like, with them, for example, just talking to them about a shared hobby, sort of, like, equal footing, just like casually just talking and bringing up a topic that they can relate to without saying, "Oh, you are on this pedestal. You don't know me," but I think I've been able to get on alright with them at the conventions when I've spoken to them.
Yeah, and I know we've spent nearly 8 minutes on this question. We should move on in a bit, but also talking. It is meant to be quick fire, but talking about stuff that isn't Transformers as well. This is the whole thing about kind of seeing people as people and not just a pedestal or a pillar of the Transformers community. Like, I am interested in a lot more things than just Transformers. Believe it or not.
Well, it's like Shrek, where he's got layers like an onion. You need to have layers as well.
Oh gosh, I like onions. That's what he said.
Yes. Question 2: if someone is coming to TFN for the first time, how would you advise them to spend their day to get the best experience?
Good luck.
Question 3.
I would say for question 2, just don't overthink or overplan anything. Really, just kind of take it in stride and have fun. Yeah, if a new attendee tells you that they're not sure when they can approach a guest, this is kind of what we answered this in question 1. We've already covered this.
See, we're forward thinking.
Yeah, but with the actual guests, there's no expectation for you to like interact with the guest per se, and you might get other chances later down the road. Alternatively, you could just bring up some of the roles you liked of theirs, or just kind of ask how they're finding the convention. That's always a good baseline question to start with.
Or just get good and drunk.
Yeah, what I will say about talking to guests in the convention hall is be genuine about your kind of, like, if you have an attachment to their character. Don't make up some nonsense about their, I don't know, their character being the greatest iteration of all time. Because I previous years I've definitely had that kind of thing where I felt like I can only go up and talk to this person if I feel like I'm going to praise them to the heavens, and that's not what it's about. Some of the best interactions I've had with guests have just been really short and sweet, and just been saying, like, love the work that you did on, like, Earthspark or Cyberverse or whatever. Could I get an autograph and a picture? And it's been like a minute, but it's been great, and it's been really authentic. So don't go in up to, like, Neil Kaplan and say you're my favorite Optimus voice actor ever if that's not true, because you will not, like, maybe they won't get it, but you won't feel satisfied by what you said.
That's really true. Yeah.
Next question. What type of new guest would you like to meet at a future TFN? For example, like movie prop makers, marketing people.
I've got a clear bias. I think I'd love to see, like, someone who is, like, kind of in with the animation more so. Like, I think
like the ILM team or something.
Yeah, especially like people who did, like, this stuff in, like, 2007 movies, designers, like, especially. Because the comic book artists are cool, right? And I talk to them and I pestered them for 10 million years, but, like, I think I remember as a wee baby boy, a wee Wayne, I would stare at, like, the Follow Cybertron Shockwave, like, concept art for ages, just all the wee intricate details. I'm really excited that Marcelo Mater is going to be here, because the Motormaster art and all that, I think that very much inspired me, this kind of stuff. Like, even if like just like a guy from Japan who like did some like lead animation in Robots of the Sky 2001, just like, yeah, it was an alright job, I'd be fascinated to hear about that, because I remember it like see like the voice acting stuff. David Sobolov, when he was there a couple of years ago, I remember talking to him about the stuff he did for the movie like games, like the DS games and all that. It was fascinating. Like he remembered it, and he would give you like a full kind of story. And I think like it's that kind of extra level fulfillment you get at TFN, where you learn about the things you love instead of just like, oh, buy thing, funny man do voice. You know, it's you're getting a kind of deeper look at it.
Yeah, I would love. A specific people I'd love to have would be the current Transformers design team.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Like, yeah, Evan and B-Mac and is it Mark? Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark.
I'd have some strong words for them.
Yeah, I'd love to have any of those guys.
Because I think in recent years, and like in interviews and the live streams, they've done a really good job at showing the passion they have for it, as well as selling you on the new toys.
Yeah, that's definitely something that was going to be reflected in previous generations of toy designers. So anyone who's been part of that process, we've not had Aaron Archer for the TFNation era. So it'd be great to have him come along.
I really am gutted I couldn't see Andy Cousins. That's such a shame, man.
I don't know if I got to talk to him about
prolific in the Euro G1 stuff.
But he also did a lot of like design stuff for Action Man in the early 2000s.
Yeah, Action Man is cool. I would have talked to him about that, but I think I think he kept it real as well, because from what I hear, you know, the Ancient Scrolls, people would say he would just call these guys product, like, oh, Thunderclash isn't a character, he's just product, and that's like, that's kind of keeping it real from someone who works in the actual industry.
Yeah.
It's a kind of cold, cynical way of looking at it, but it is pretty real, because like at the end of the day, it's just they're trying to sell stuff, isn't it?
I would also love. Sorry, I know I'm speaking a lot in this one, but yeah, like you mentioned, comic book artists. I know that we have the usuals like Nick Roche, James Roberts, all of them, and they're always great to have here. But I'd love to get Daniel Warren Johnson and the current Skybound team to come and stop by. Sorry about the helicopter flying over right now.
That's me.
Skye, what about you? Do you have any like hopes for future guests?
Like I agree with Keej that like, yeah, seeing people that did the animation stuff just because like as you said, just like we don't see a lot of that. We get like the behind the scenes, like, you know, in a promo to the movies or like the promo to the game or the series, whatever, but we don't actually like see it. Like same thing, I love when they do the concept art books and stuff, like there was a Transformers 1 art book that's never getting released. And it's like
you know at the start how they show like the AMV, like the cool like TFN intro where it's like 8 million animated clips playing off at once. You got like Megatron shouting, right? Who storyboarded that? Who did the keyframes for that? Who modelled Megatron? I want to know, because it's in the credits, but like they're just names. They don't have faces to them.
I think a good troll answer for this question would be like someone like Mark Wahlberg. He'd be like, "Yo, why am I here? What am I doing at this convention?
What the f***? Can I say slurs? Wait a minute.
Well, Michael Bay would be a funny one.
Michael Bay would be crazy.
Oh god, that'd be the first one.
That would be a time. Oh god. Question 5, shall we?
Yes, please.
What are we most looking forward to at TFNation 2025?
My pals.
I feel like we covered a lot of this through earlier questions, but
I think we have, and we also we don't have a lot of information about the schedule at the moment. They've revealed a few things like for the Friday and the Saturday Club Con.
I think for me it's just catching up with friends in person, really.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just the socializing kind of thing. Because for a couple of, I know like a few of us have seen each other like kind of sparingly, and like, or like, you know, one of us might have seen one of the other at some point in the year.
All of us have done a lot of crossovers with each other this year, like visiting each other outside of the convention, which would be nice.
Yeah, I'm in the Keej copter right now.
Like,
what's that
just
beeping sound?
Come to Ireland, Keej.
So group questions too. From this one's also from TFNs. When are you getting there?
Thursday. Next question.
Yeah, I think we've all established it's Thursday.
Well, I'm probably getting to Birmingham like Wednesday, just because I have the ability to do that. But I will probably be at the convention Thursday when everyone else is kind of turning up there.
What is your travel playlist?
That depends on whether my Bluetooth is going to work.
Mine is usually like an audio drama or something like that. Like, because
Is it Big Finish?
yes, it is, Joe. Like, it's either that or all the random shit in my Spotify.
I've got a very specific shout out, right? Because I'd come down there and I would listen to the More Than Meets the Eye soundtrack, the unofficial one that James Roberts curated. Kind of like how, if you excuse me putting on my big, thick 10-inch nerd glasses, how Hirohiko Araki from JoJo's, he does like the kind of song references and all this stuff. Thank you. The way how there's a lot of songs woven into James Roberts' stuff, you know, Liars A to D, that kind of stuff, right? And I would find myself listening to the Twilight by ELO a good few times. Ellie, my wonderful, amazing girlfriend, she would say I've got like the music taste of a 40-year-old man, right? But like the album Twilight's from, right? Time by ELO. I've been getting into that like super like crazy recently. I think I'm gonna be blasting that all the way like back and forth. It's a tune, man, right? Like you've got everything in that one. You like it goes from like really kind of somber early rock and roll to like stuff that sounds like it inspired the Mega Man soundtrack. It's just crazy how like ahead of the time this kind of like track from like I think it was 1981 is. Like, see if you get the chance after this. I think it's like 40 minutes. Just blast that on. Trust me, it's gorgeous.
I mean, when you say like the More Than Meets the Eye soundtrack, you can guarantee walking from the airport to the hotel, I'm just gonna be blasting Lost Coastlines. And The Old Man's Back Again.
Stick that on repeat, yo. Wait, are you saying LO or ELO?
Wait, I've always said ELO.
Electric Light Orchestra.
Are we talking about the Electric Light Orchestra? It's not LO, you
Yeah, it's ELO.
It's ELO. It's an acronym.
You Keej, you're learning things today.
No, I say ELO because it sounds funny, but at least I don't say ELO.
You know what? It's probably going to be the Superman soundtrack on loop. If I can get the Bluetooth to work with my between my phone and the car. Otherwise, I'm doomed to just listen to Magic FM, and I think I might just drive off the road if I have to do that.
So what is your drink of choice?
I'm going to say my usual drink of choice when it comes to alcohol is I love a Copperberg. I love a cider. It's the most beautiful thing, especially on a hot summer's day. But I'm starting to find that my taste for alcohol is kind of waning. Like I don't feel like and I know this isn't really the question, I don't feel like I need to get drunk to have a good time anymore. I think I'm past that. Especially, you know, hanging around with people who are kind of, you know, fellow students who are about kind of 6 years younger than me. You kind of realize like, I can't match this shit. So it'll be a nice cider or two, but like I'm not going overboard. Other than that, a lovely bottle of water.
Yummy.
I did like in previous years when they had that just like glass of like fusion water at the side of the bar, like with fruit in it and everything.
Yeah, because I know that I don't drink as much. Like, well, I never drank a lot to begin with. I was never really like, it never really was something that interested me. But like, I'll have like a drink, like one or two, and like it might be like Record a League or something like that. But then I find that like I feel like my palate is slowly starting to grow out of cider.
See, I feel like collecting Transformers and, you know, like talking about them is one genre, and then going out to the pub and drinking is like a whole other genre. And then when you cross over those genres, I'm not the biggest fan of that sort of crossover, so that's why I don't drink too often at TFN.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. What is your top priority pickup in the dealer room this year? Save for wishlist segment. Okay, maybe we won't do that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the point of this question then?
Okay. Which guest are you most excited to meet?
It's pretty stacked this year, to be honest. It's kind of hard.
It's so stacked. There's four like actor guests. So yeah, Sophia Myles, Scott McNeil, Neil Kaplan. Who else? There's one more, I swear.
I mean, I find that I'm more excited about like going up to some of the artists. than the voice actors.
Actually, you know what? I'm really looking forward to going to see Jack Lawrence again, because last year I completely missed him. Previous years I've got commissions from him, had a good chat, had a lovely hug. He's a great hugger. And then last year it was so crazy. The only time I met him was in the toilet as I was leaving. So it'll be really nice just to go and just say hi and have a little chat. And
please tell me you didn't try and shake his hands before he could get to the sink.
No, I washed.
I mean, it's always kind of funny when some of them remember you. Like, whenever I go up to Nick Roach, it's always like, he always like, oh, Skye. And I'm like, hey, what's up?
Of course he remember. You're Irish. Of course he remember you.
Yeah, like, I think because it's nice that, like, they like being there. They like meeting the fans and stuff like that. And it's like, they're always chill. I
think it's just with guests as well, it's like we were talking about before, you want to kind of not really set your expectations too much or force like an interaction.
I'm most excited to talk to Sophia Miles about Thunderbirds and Doctor Who above her yeah, whatever. But like, that matters more than her contributions to Age of Extinction, whatever the that was.
But I do think, like, whenever you're queuing up to meet a guest, sometimes like the interactions can feel a bit impersonal, just because they're interacting with so many people. But I think some people should take note not to get disheartened by that.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Question 6, unless anyone has anything else to add to 5. No. Question 6. Why do you go to TFN? What's wrong with you people?
Location, opportunity, and familiarity.
Matt just fucking blew it out there. I was answered in 2 seconds.
I mean, why do we go somewhere where we're, very liable to end in poverty when we leave?
Alright, we're on to the final segment of the video now, which is our Grail maps. With our group, we usually do visual wanted lists, which represent a map of our Grails. We have done simplified versions for TFN this year. So, Joe, you want to start going over yours?
Why not? So, my most wanted list is it's not massive, but a couple of things that really kind of standing out for me this year. I would love to get my hands on Hunt for the Decepticons Battle Blades Bumblebee. I sold my original one several years back, and I realise I regret that, and I would love to get my hands on one again. There is also the Age of Extinction repaint of Revenge of the Fallen's Swerve, which they did up a side swipe in that metallic red.
Yeah, it's part of the Platinum series, isn't it?
It came with the Premier Edition Optimus and the trailer. Yeah, it's not a great toy, but I love that original toy. And I actually wouldn't mind getting my hands on a side swipe from the original Revenge of the Fallen era. But that Swerve would be really nice to get my hands on.
Well, it's just Age of Extinction side swipe. It's not Swerve, it's just side swipe for that one.
Yeah, it is side swipe. I have Swerve, but I want the side swipe, which is the same as Swerve. And yeah,
I've got that one, and the deco is so premium on it.
It's so lovely. It looks so much better than the matte plastic. And yeah, a few other things. APC Optimus, the Age of the Primes Physitron, the minor Megatron from the Legacy 2-pack with Ratbat, amongst other things. But I'm also, as always, I'm really looking forward to just being surprised by what I find out on the trader hall. So yeah.
Skye?
Short and sweet.
Okay, mine is, I would say, definitely the shortest one I've ever made. Like, I usually write it down and the list is just long. But like, I think my main one that I'm hoping to find is the Generation Toys Megatron, just because I think when I read Chaos Theory, I was like, okay, that Megatron design is so different. It's so freaking cool. So like the stealth bomber kind of thing, the black and purple looks great. And I think after that, I think it'll be like the Planet X Grimlock, just because after I read the comics, I was like, okay, I see why they went with this look, and I love it. So, I mean, there are a couple of ones that are like recents that are like, okay, I remember we've spoken about this before, that like, oh, you don't want to go for something too recent because you can just go down to the shop and get it. So like, But like, I think when it comes to like the Constructicons, I think it's fair because Devastator stuff sells quick. So they sell quick, and yeah. And then there's a Sentinel Prime and Excellion.
That Grimlock really does remind me of Animated a lot.
It does.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Skye, keep in mind though, right? They're never gonna do another design of that, like the what's it called, the Railgun Megatron ever again because it's some legal. Like, I think it's some legal right kind of stuff. You should get it in the what was it the LeBron one?
I've got that one.
I can't remember. The fucking.
It's that Megatron football one. He actually comes with purple football.
It's not. Oh, where the fuck did I get LeBron James from?
I don't know. It's American
sports. Is there any basketball Transformer dudes?
Yeah, there's. Pretty sure. I know which one you mean. But yeah, in the Takara colors, it looks so good, and it does. It's a turd, but it's still a polished turd.
I think that's the only one of that mold I'm missing.
Skye, if you want the best Railgun Megatron, it's either this or the apparently not LeBron one. You gotta go for it. FOMO, run.
There's a footballer who had the nickname Megatron, and that's why he's a Megatron.
That was yeah. Where did my head mind just go like, oh, sport, LeBron James?
It's just when you run out of space, you realize I need to tone it down.
Yours is certainly the most achievable of all. Like, I think I'm probably second, and then, well, Matt, why don't you share?
So I've got my wider wish list, which we won't go into. I've made a smaller one for TFN. So it's like just kind of a few figures that I've just been after for a while. Some of them pretty hard to get, some of them probably a bit easier. So like, I wouldn't mind like the Armada Unicron mold, and I think the Universal Dominator one is the one that sticks out to me the most as the Unicron I'd want. There's also like the likes of BotCon Glyph, which I've wanted for a while, and the Beast Machine's Basics Class Thrust, or the alternate version, which is the Super Robot Lifeform Japanese one, which is the same mold but slightly better paint job. And the G2 mini vehicle hubcap and Bumblebee in the nice chrome. I always wanted those since I was very young.
I think it's what you were saying at the start. It's a good mix of kind of like variation, weird kind of variation, but like in a good way. You've got all sorts from all over the years. I think that'll keep you pretty satisfied, won't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Dawn of Futures Past BotCon set. I know it's fairly pricey.
Oh, imagine.
But like, if nothing else, I wouldn't mind just getting like Rat Trap and Optimus, for example. Like, I'm not overly fussed to getting the full set, but it would be nice. Also, I've got the E-Hobby Skids and Screech, not Mudflap, Screech, which are in the Revenge of the Fallen Mudflap and Skids colours.
They look nice.
The reason I like these is just because I like G1 molds, but in fairly unique colours that weren't part of the original. There's also the Kingdom Burning Optimus Primal, which is the car exclusive. I did see one last year, but it was a very high price. And then to round things off, we've got a few odd Beast Wars molds. Telemoka Gimlet and a really nice paint job. Really like how that one looks, it's just very hard to find. And finally, BotCon Roulette, because I've always liked that colour scheme on that mold. And speaking of things with mold, Keej, what do you have?
Alright, okay. That's a brilliant segue for me, right? Because I have reached the point in my nasty Transformers existence where everything in this wanted list I've got here, on this bit of paper I printed out, all of it is absurdly rare, expensive, and not really worth it, right? And you've got some weird G1 stuff. You've got like the Rescue Force, you've got some bizarre pretenders like Longtooth and Finback and Bugley, like literally who. You've got some Action Master Elites, right? But this is a call to action. Universal 3 is the greatest toy line of all time. We're all in agreement. Everyone's agreeing with me. Everyone, you can't hear them, but they're saying yes, right?
No, what? No,
I mean, I feel like I've dropped acid looking at your want list.
For the longest time, right? There was one time when I came back from uni and I missed out getting the Universal 3 Nemesis Prime for 60 quid. I punched 7 holes in my drywall, but that's kind of irrelevant when it comes to the greatest, right? Universal 3 Soundwave is the coolest out there. It's G1 Stalker, but like an evil acid nuclear colours. Andy Cousins design. reimagined for my era, right? Gorgeous. I have been searching high and low. I've been in the caves, I've been in the mountains, I've been down the streams, I've went in Tutankhamun's big tomb for this toy. If you have any leads to this thing, Universal 3 Soundwave, if it's sealed, complete, I don't care. If you know where I can find this thing, you will find me, or I will find you. Either way, I will get it eventually.
All right, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I know someone who got one last year for like almost nothing.
Exactly. So, see you know who you are. I'll find you. This isn't a promising speech. This isn't something to bring your spirits up at the end of the video. This is me threatening you. If you know where this toy is, I will find you. Alright, that was pretty cool. Nemesis and Soundwave are probably going to be like the hardest to get. Maybe, like, see when it comes to the G1 stuff and the obscure stuff, it's like a weird kind of like who's kidding who there.
And I can't help but notice things are crossed out. You're cheating.
No, I have good friends who help me. I have friends who help me find toys and I clap.
Already, I don't know. You're already crossing them out before
Skye,
TFN, dude.
I need every fucking inch I can get in this losing battle. Losing money and sanity.
Yeah, so we've answered a few questions, gone over our wish lists, and yeah, I hope to see some of you at TFN.